ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। ऋषिभ्यो नमः। मुनिभ्यो नमः। गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे नमः। अथर्वऋषे नमः। मण्डूकमहर्षे नमः। गौडपादाचार्यवर्याय नमः। आद्यशङ्करसद्गुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ अथर्ववेदान्तर्गत माण्डूक्य उपनिषत् पारायणम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमिदगं सर्वं तस्योपव्याख्यानं भूतं भवद्भविष्यत् इति सर्वमोङ्कार एव। यच्चान्यत् त्रिकालातीतं तदप्योङ्कार एव। सर्वं हि एतद् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म सोऽयमात्मा चतुष्पात् जागरितस्थानः बहिष्प्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्गः एकोनविंशतिमुखः स्थूलभुग्वैश्वानरः प्रथमपादः स्वप्नस्थानः अन्तःप्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्गः एकोनविंशतिमुखः प्रविविक्तभुक् तैजसः द्वितीयः पादः। यत्र सुप्तो न कञ्चन कामं कामयते न कञ्चन स्वप्नं पश्यति तत्सुषुप्तं सुषुप्तस्थानः एकीभूतः प्रज्ञानघन एव आनन्दमयो हि आनन्दभुक् चेतोमुख प्राज्ञः तृतीयः पादः। एष सर्वेश्वरः एष सर्वज्ञः एषोऽन्तर्यामी एष योनिः सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्ययौ हि भूतानां नान्तः प्रज्ञं न बहिष्प्रज्ञं नोभयत प्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञं नाप्रज्ञम् अदृष्टमव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यमलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यमव्यपदेश्यम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारं प्रपञ्चोपशमं शान्तं शिवम् अद्वैतं चतुर्थं मन्यन्ते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः। सोऽयमात्मा अधि अक्षरम् ओङ्कारः अधिमात्रं पादाः मात्राः मात्राशपादाः अकार उकारो मकार इति जागरितस्थानः वैश्वानरः अकारः प्रथमा मात्रा आप्तेः आदिमत्वाद्वा आप्नोति ह वै सर्वान् कामान् आदिश्च भवति य एवं वेद। स्वप्नस्थानः तैजसः उकारः द्वितीया मात्रा उत्कर्षात् उभयत्वाद्वा उत्कर्षति ह वै ज्ञानसन्ततिं समानश्च भवति न अस्य ब्रह्मवित्कुले भवति य एवं वेद। सुषुप्तस्थानः प्राज्ञः मकारः तृतीया मात्रा मितेः अपितेः वा विनोदय वा इदगं सर्वम् अपितिश्च भवति य एवं वेद अमात्रः चतुर्थः अव्यवहार्यः प्रपञ्चोपशमः शिवः अद्वैतः एवम् ओङ्कारः आत्मा एव संविशति आत्मना आत्मानं य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ अलातशान्त्याख्यं चतुर्थप्रकरणम्। ॐ वैशारद्यन्तु वैनास्ते वेदे विचरतां सदा भेदनिम्नाः पृथग्वादाः तस्मात् ते कृपणाः स्मृताः अजे साम्ये तु ये केचिद भविष्यन्ति सुनिश्चिताः ते हि लोके महाज्ञानाः तच्च लोको न गाह्यते अजेष्वजम् असङ्क्रान्तं धर्मेषु ज्ञानमिष्यते यतो न क्रमते ज्ञानम् असङ्गं तेन कीर्तितम्। Salutations to the entire Brahma Vidya Acharya Parampara, Mandukya Upanishad Acharya Parampara. Salutations to our own Guru Parampara as well as the Lord. This knowledge of Shastra, which is talking about Paramatma, is not so substantial like the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha of the world, which are perceivable by the senses. More it becomes difficult when we understand that it is not even the emotion of the mana, and nor even it is a concept of the intellect. And yet it is said that it is the reality, it is said it is the truth, it is said it is the all pervading one, and it is said that when you and I discover him as ourselves, then only the mukti comes, and then only the sought ananda, the endless ananda, the conditionless ananda, the effortless ananda comes to us. So, this we have to keep on repeating and believing so that the fear that I am now seeing the gross world which is very tangible, it is appearing to be so safe and secured. How can I imagine or try that which is in this way not perceivable by senses? That fear goes away. As long as that fear is there and it remains, is there, we will not be able to pursue that one. So again and again we have to tell to ourselves that that self which is beyond all these upadhis, beyond all these namarupadi, which is very, very sublime and subtle and sukshma, and said by all the shastras, all the gurus, and those who have experienced also, that self is very much there. And my goal is to realize that, recognize that, whether we do the deep sadhana meditation or not, whether we qualify for it or not, but then keep on maintaining this idea. Along with that, once this thought that what it looks like, the truth, the self reality, let me experience it. Along with that, then, as we said yesterday, day before also, the entire gross world of Jagra Swapna Sushupti are obstructions to that, hindrances to that. They are all impediments in the path to know the truth reality. This thought, one or two lives, we have to entertain. Then only the strong liking which we have for this world, slowly it gets reduced. ये सब मन बनाया हुआ है. The Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti avasthas are the mind-made concepts because of the trigunas. More than that, there is no that much greatness or reality as we feel it now, as we involve in that. It's just like, we are so much fond of any sweets. 6 months you stop eating all sweets. You will come to know that the fondness which I had for the sweet, without which I could have not got up from any of my meals, is only a concept of the mind. Now I discovered that it is not so needed or necessary or important or so much real as I was thinking. You understand it? In the same way, in this world, first thing is what? Everything whichever is appearing so important and real, not at all so important and real, and when we really try to keep away from them and see, it is discovered from within that, yeah, it was right. In the same way, the Jagra Swapna Sushupti avasthas are so real only when the reality is not understood as the goal, and also not experienced. Otherwise, just like to any of the notions, to any of the perceptions, to any of the concepts, they appear to be real and influential only as long as we value them, so to these. So for some time, this thought also has to be encouraged or entertained as to the three avasthas are not so great or real or valuable. Then only the real sadhana, transcending them to discover that self which is explained by the Upanishads as Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma and Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman or Nanta Pragnam Navish Pragnam. Then so Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Savigneyaha. All that which is said by the great rishis through Upanishads that starts becoming our knowledge, our practice, our experience. And Waki, when you look from that standpoint, either we can see the non-persons of presence of the world, or if it is there, it is none other than me, or it is not so great that I was forced to involve in that as the samsari that was not required. So all these things en route only gets cleared. As we are studying Shastra, that time only few doubts are cleared. And as we start contemplating, meditating, in that contemplative, meditative heat, when the deep understandings come, the understandings about the subtle aspects of what grass we see when they come. What we are seeing is grass, but every grass is followed by or preceded by the subtle behind that. Though the subtle cannot be seen unless it expresses as grass, at the same time, every grass has in its own cause the subtle. And among these two, the subtle is real more than the gross. As we do the contemplation and meditation, as we reach to the subtle understandings, and we discover also that the subtle things are more real, more pervasive, more ananda giving than the gross, then we will ourselves automatically come out of this stulata. Again, remember at what level Sri Adi Shankara or Sri Gurudev, all of them are living life. For them is this gross world, which is so much perceived and taken by real by us. Is it so real to them? How do they conduct with this gross world? It's only an imagination. It's only grossification of the subtlest self. Ice block is the grossification of the water. Water is a condensation of the water vapor. Water vapor is a combination of the H2O, H and O. In the same way, that's why you see in the universe. Grass is only very minute. The ungrass or the subtle is more pervasive. And always you can see the subtle remaining as it is. What you observe if you are a little keen is grass only coming from the subtle, staying for some time, and again going back to the subtle only. Is it not? कौन सी ग्रास चीज शाश्वत है नहीं वो आ रहा है जा रहा है so all that should help us in understanding and accepting also that the gross tangible world which is so real true to me when I was not exposed to the shastra or the tattva is not so real. Real is sukshma. That helps us again in understanding and accepting another thing that therefore let me lift my identity to the sukshma level. Let me experience my Sukshma Tattva. Let me live from the Sukshma standpoint, not this Stula. Only when that thought becomes deepened, that we will be able to willingly try and transcend the Sthula. The moment Sthula is that way transcended, all maximum samsara, dukkha is there only in the Sthula, it just goes away. And those who are fully owned in the Sukshma Sharira, they are beyond Swarga. They are in the Maharloka, Janoloka, Tapoloka. They are there, but not the Stula Shariras like they are there in Bhuloka, Swargaloka, and Naraka. They are very subtle. They are all light bodies. Their individuality is there. They are still pursuing the path of truth. But they don't have the body. They were all the inflictions of the bodies, responsibilities of the bodies, troubles of the bodies, heaviness. None of them are there. And nor to take care of this body, whatever was required to be done, to be gained. In सबका उनको जरूरत ही नहीं है. All this struggle they are free from. Like the one who's staying the ground floor, he need not climb 10 stories or he should not need not spend money to install a lift of so many lakhs and every day waste his time to go up and down. इनको वो जरूरत ही नहीं है. The one who's ground floor. In the same way, the one who is in the Sukshma Sharira, द स्थूला एंड स्थूला को मेंटेन करने के लिए वॉट एवर द स्थूल जगत रिक्वायर्ड, all of them are redundant. Is it not? So, what we are saying is, in this way, we have to slowly help ourselves in our silent moods of meditation. First of all, what Shastra said is right. Second, they talk more about the Sukshma Tattvas which are beyond. And what we see and experience is Stula. Therefore, there is a clash between these two, which is to be trusted, which is to be taken as real, which is to be taken as goal, which is to be pursued. So far, I am doing the Stula. Let me go to the Sukshma. In this way, we have to tell to our own inner mind, intellect, time and again, again and again, again and again. Is it not? Then we can see we getting out of the importance given to the stula. Then our more and more time is spent in the सूक्ष्मता, and that सूक्ष्म स्थाई में जीने का आदत हो जाता है. Underline that sentence. Life lived at the subtle level becomes habit to us. Then the whole gross won't trouble that much, and not worthy also that much that the gross is, that we give so much importance to it. It is uncertain, ever moment changing, inflicted with so many limitations in that. पागल लोग हैं जो स्थूल को पकड़ के फंसे रहते हैं. Is all सूक्ष्म. That's why in the beginning, from the stula come to the sukshma level of the mana and live at the level of the emotions of the mana, positive. All that is told only to get out of the stula. And how do you do that? By loving help to others, by kindness with others. All these values are telling us to live at the sukshma level. Then they go to the intellectual level. Live only at the intellectual level of knowing. क्या हो रहा है जानो. अगर कुछ करना है तो करो, नहीं तो नहीं. Even at the higher level of intellect, know only the truth, only reality. And at that level, what happens even at the intellectual level, when you have, through variety of Shastra, Sravanam and personal inquiry, reach to the intellect level to discover what is correct or wrong, that's a different whole life it is. The one who शास्त्रीय दृष्टि से डेवलप किया हुआ बुद्धि के स्थाई पे जीता है. The one who lives life at the intellect level of intellect which is matured, guided by the scriptural knowledge. It's a peculiar different one. You'll not be worried about emotions. You'll not be worried about the stulas and the stula mein hone wale transformation. Just like I understand at the intellectual level that every body which is born slowly grows through various modification. One day it will die. There's an intellectual understanding. Now, if I strongly live at that level, the natural things which are happening to the body, because the intellectual concept or understanding is so strong, will not even touch me at all. Neither, not even I become emotional. It's such an understanding that, yeah, it's true. Everybody, whether a human being or plant or animal or tree or even mountain, even entire planet also, slowly becomes old and one day it collapses. What is the fun in it? What is there to be worried about it? Just imagine with that one intellectual understanding, the heavy load of problem of the entire life of fear of death or the identification body, they just wiped off with one intellectual understanding. In the same way, at every level also, when we intellectually convey, yeah, we are living together as a citizens of the globe commonly at one time. Therefore, we should mutually help each other. When this intellectual maturity comes, all the egos, all the selfishnesses, all the usko maro attitudes, they just go away. That is why today in the world, what is more required than any of the worldly sciences is the spiritual science. First, protect yourself. Second, protect the prakriti or the world or nature. Third, protect the people. Fourth, protect the mutual connections. फर्स्ट वो करो. सत्यानाश हो रहा है आजकल. All that can be done by one go when we equip ourselves this spiritual vision, which is intellectual first to understand, later on the practical and experiential. Intellectual spiritual vision itself sorts out many problems. Then after that vision, which is spread everywhere, to make it practical and experiences, it's individual. Any individual can pursue exclusively the path spiritual and experience the truth spiritual. वो सब्जेक्टिव होता है. But the knowledge at the intellectual level of the spirituality, where the oneness is established, the non-so reality about the duality is explained. When these are made into the hearts of all beings, then the global all problems issues just get dissolved. It's a fact. So our understanding today in the introduction is what? Subtle is more valuable, important than the gross. To that level we have to reach to, by which the attachment as well as the fears regarding the gross are reduced. Then the concerns and responsibilities to live the life at the level of subtle are increased. Such person more and the more time he becomes introverted. Such is called as avrutta chakshuhu. Is it not? He is no more concerned about Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Gandha, which are presented by the Indriya. Oh, ठीक है. I just am in my own mind level. I'm entertaining good emotions, good values. I'm only by intellectual level. I am just logically thinking and coming to right understandings. देखो, such people through Vairagis, they are not a competitors to the world. They don't have any issues only in the world. दे आर नॉट अटैच टू एनी स्थूला. कुछ चाहिए तो ले जाओ कहते थे. मिनिमम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर स्थूला इज देयर ओके फॉर देम. कभी कभी वो भी छोड़ते हैं. एट अ हायर लेवल दे से इवन दिस बॉडी इज पार्ट ऑफ स्थूला, आई एम नॉट दिस, इसको भी जाने दो. सी द अमाउंट ऑफ द ट्रेमेंडस वैराग्य when the subtle is convinced about and subtle is taken as the truth. Yeah, more things that we can be discussed. Now, today we will see the further slokas. We have done it, the 96th one, 97 also. We did the chanting of it and we tried to explain it. Little more explanation we do of today. Thereafter, we will see the bhashya. And then try to feel the feeling with which the Karika is giving us these mantras. Feel the feeling. Feel the feeling, understand the understanding, practice the practice, and experience the experienced. What they are feeling, you feel. What they are understanding and telling us to understand, let us. What they have practiced, let us practice. Finally, what experience they have, we have to have. Very, very powerful slokas. These are all toward the end. They look to be simple in meaning literal, but the implication of it is very sublime. At one go, they are telling about the truth and its greatness, validity and its reality. Second side, they are inspiring us only to take up the sadhana of reaching the truth, not any untruth. These slokas have that two-pronged help to us. They are defining the truth, means explaining to us the reality, and then they are also telling us the importance of knowing that. And if we don't know it, how we'll be falling prey to all the dualities and sufferings. So Karikakaras, these mantras are that way very powerful. Now start. Om Anumatre Vaidharmye Jayamane Vipaschitaha Asangata Sadhanasti Kimuta Avaranachutihi. Now this mantra, which has got so much of its implication and utility in the Vyavahara itself, first of all. And this one at the psychological level also. But ultimately, it is talking about the spiritual truth. We will see all the three, though our main purpose is spiritual. See, so simple. Anumatrepi, let us chant it again. Anumatrepi vaidharme jayamane avipashchitaha asangata sadhanasti kimutavaranachyuti. See, simple meaning. Anumatrepi vaidharme jayamane. Okay? I am telling the worldly thing, then spiritual. What is Anumatrepi vaidharme jayamane? Means even a little of vidharmata is allowed to be born. What is vidharmata? Differentiation. Little bit. And vidharmata in the world is at all levels. We are afraid of the aliens. Why? Because we are the residents of this earth or the globe. They are aliens from some other globe. Therefore, there is a fear if they come, what they do. That feeling is the Vaidharmya Janma, that they belong to the other globe, we belong to this globe. Again, here on the globe also, the one who is born in the those continents and I am born in this continent. That is continental identity related Vidharmata. So to national Vidharma, then state-wise Vidharma. Vidharma means I am separate from him, he is separate from me. The differentiation. Vaidharma means differentiation. Anumatrapi Vaidharma. A little bit you maintain. All problems come. Then the Vaidharmya on the name of the religions, on the name of the castes, on the name of anything. Anumatrepi Vaidharmya Jayamane. So it's very pondered subtly. Now add spirituality to here. The Vidharmas, that means the differentiations are supporting the universe to exist. That doesn't mean that the Vidharmas have to be valid to such an extent that they are starting to give us trouble and we are losing sight of the Eka Dharma, that which is supporting all the Vidharmas. Anumatrepi Vaidharme Jayamane. Even little of the Vidharma is given value on any account. Any account it is. And why one does the Vaidharmya Alochana or the thinking? Vidharma means separate from it. Like he is a servant, I am the owner. That is a Vaidharma. He is a subordinate, I am the boss. It's a Vidharma. Practical value they may have, but if it leads to the wrong emotions of the mind and wrong conceptualization of the intellect, because of which the higher truths are forgotten. Like what is the meaning of higher truth is forgotten? Lower is he is a servant, I am the owner. The higher truth is what? He is also human, I am also human. Equal is the hunger to him and me also. This is higher truth. Is it not? When the Vaidharmya is strong, the higher truth is compromised. Then what do? You will have a good food for yourself, but for that fellow you give kalka parso ka khana. See that? Like that, you go on seeing so many examples. The Vidharma, when they are valued, will compromise with the higher truths or realities. If you take somebody as servant, what do? You only get work from him only. You only look down upon him. With that attitude, when will we develop the spiritual attitude of Bhagavan is there in him also? See the oppositeness, contradiction. I as a sadhaka must see God everywhere and serve. Now it is opposite. I am seeing a servant and asking him to serve me. You may get व्यवहार का काम मैं वो उस पे मैं ही बोल रहा हूँ we're talking the Vedantic point. Remember always when you are talking the higher subtler spiritual truths in our Vedantic class, इनका लेवल अलग है, इनका अंडरस्टैंडिंग अलग है, इसको अब अंदर हमको करना है. Spiritual laws will be governing the spiritual discussions. But when you are living the outer life, the outer laws should be governing. Don't mix up this and that. There you treat servant, take care of him, concern, human values, सब करते रहो. And he is servant only. You can't make him sit on your dining table. He'll be there. That's all laws there. Because if you take them for give them chance, then they take you for granted and ride, then they will sit on the head. वो सब व्यवहार. But what we are talking is spiritual. When you're talking of spiritual, the discussion and its purpose and its level is different. इसको उसको मिक्सअप नहीं करना. ये केयरफुल रहना है, नहीं तो यू विल टेक ऑल द टाइम रॉन्ग मैसेज विथ एवरी ऑफ द एग्जाम्पल एंड एक्सप्लेनेशन. Is it not very subtle here? And if you don't know that it's only for Vyavahara is a servant, if you take it really in the heart also, always there is a sense of dominating him and sense of dukkha or fear that he may not oblige me or be obedient to me. That always goes on poking our peace of mind. If you know it, only for Vyavahara is servant, otherwise the Lord is everywhere. Then Vyavahar mein Vyavahar kar diye, then inside you are not troubled. That means The Vaidharma is allowed to be there in the Vyavahara for the Vyavahara's sake. But inside Anumatra Vaidharma also is not allowed. Then you are at peace, at ease. With every relation like that. Not a relation, even the things, objects also. About the objects is the question of Vyavahara they are used, but inside the concept of permanency to them we should not give. Then even if it is broken, we don't suffer. That is the meaning of not giving value as Vaidharmya for the objects. So in this way, at the Vyavahara level, Anumatrepi Vaidharme Jayamane. Now, very important thought. Why that Vaidharma is created and sustained and watered? Because Avipashchitaha. What is the Avipashchitatva here in the Vyavahara? Avipashchit matlab dimag nahi hai. In a very gross less. That is not assessing. When the Vidharma is valued too much, in how many ways he is suffering inside, incurring losses outside. The children get separated from parents. Vaidharma thought aa gaya. Then now they are in different house paying so much of heavy amount of the rents and current and water and security. Means the security payments and totally a karkar bhi pura insecurity only. Why they had to go? Because they could not understand or accept some things. They could not stand together to stay. Why? Some Vaidharmya developed between the Sas or Bahu or any two people. Therefore, we can't stay with you. But how many losses? Every example is limited only. To convey a point, whichever comes at that mind, we share it. See our neighbor countries. Because of Vaidharmya, always there is a tension, anxiety in the entire population of the country. Is it not? Is it how much painful it is, unnecessary it is? Instead of you remove the Vaidharmya and bring some Samanata that we are neighboring countries, wherever we can help together, each help. Wherever the issues are there, let us leave them for the time being. देखो वैधर्म के कारण कितना दुख होता है देखो. So in the Vyavahara we spoke about it. Anumatrepi Vaidharmya Jayamane. What is the consequence? Asangata sada nasti. What is the asangata nasti in this regard? In the Vidharmata, freedom from the negative emotions is not there when there is Vaidharmya entertained in Vyavahara. Like you and I are separate. That's called a Vaidharmya Jayamana. Vaidharma is allowed to be born. Then Asangata Nasti means I cannot be free in my mind from my disliking to you, my hatred to you, my ill feeling to you, my at least sense of fearness, etc. from you. जिसको कहते हैं असंग नहीं है अपने मन के दुर्गुणों से. Then how can the avarana chuti be there? The avarana of the bliss is there only in oneness. Then oneness is gained through the love. This is called as avarana bhanga. We will never have that idea itself. I must love, I must discover oneness and thus have happiness and give happiness. प्यार बांटते चलो, आनंद बांटते चलो, एकता के द्वारा. ये वाला आवरण भंग नहीं होता, ये वाला ज्ञान नहीं आता. आवरण भंग मीन्स getting the knowledge where the illusion, the layer of illusion, the covering of illusion is removed. असंग ही नहीं है, आवरण भंग कैसा होगा? Negative feelings only are not dropped, then how can there be the positivity of coming together as synergy, remaining one and helping each other, loving each other and remaining in happiness? Is it not? What happened in between the Russia, Ukraine is Vaidharmya only. See the power of this avarana after which destroying only the whole nation. Acha babai. Can you even imagine that thing in the dream? What is that imagine? Practically दिखा रहा है वो वैधर्म. असंगता नास्ति. He is not able to withdraw from his own mind the negative emotions of hatred to such an extent that मैं पूरे देश को तबाह करके रख दूंगा. Such a height of it. He is not even pausing to think. इज नॉट इवन इमेजिनिंग कि एक मन होता है, इसमें इमोशन होते हैं, उसके द्वारा हमें दूसरों का भी इमोशन दुख को समझना है, और दूसरों को दुख करने का हमको हक नहीं है. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज असंगता. ही इज नास्ति ओनली. Then where the Avarana Chuti, wherein we are neighboring countries, 30 years back we were together as one nation. We are so close to each other. Our people go from here to there by culture, by tradition, by language, by looks. We are always same. It's such a synergy when we work together. We become such a powerful force. This is called as Avarana Bhanga. इसका होगा ही नहीं. That example which we are seeing now. In every trading, that country is my enemy, therefore I will not supply medicine to them even though they are suffering with corona. Or I will not take from that country. See the Pakistan, they didn't take medicine from us even though we offered. They took from China. Most of it they took from there. We tried, we offered. We only took initiative and offered them. हम तैयार है देने को. आवरण हो गया उनको, आवरण भंग नहीं हुआ कि इट इज इजी फॉर ट्रांसपोर्ट करा. यही है क्रॉस बॉर्डर टेररिज्म को जाए, क्रॉस बॉर्डर मेडिकेशन वी कैन टेक. दे डिड नॉट डू. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग एट द ग्लोबल लेवल, एट द नेशनल लेवल, एट डोमेस्टिक लेवल? When Vaidharma is there, there will be full of Sangha with our own negative qualities, resulting into the Avarana strongness, no Avarana Bhanga. Clear? So too at the mind level also. Anumatrepi Vaidharmye. What is Vaidharmya in the Anumatra? Why this is my mind. Don't always hate your own mind. ये मेरा है मन भाई, उसके ऊपर कभी प्यार भी करो ना. Is it not? Like the mother, we should be with our mind, not father. Father, when he sees the child little dirty, he throws him, fella pe na kya ho, useless fellow. Mother is not like that. She takes that dusty fellow and cleans him and then leaves it to the father. So too, what is the Vaidharmya means? This is our personality, whether Deha, Mana, Buddhi, Indriya. At the highest Vedantic level, to reach to the truth, these being abstraction because we are identified with them, we are told to reject them as neti neti. Is it not? But even to do all that sadhana, even to do all that learning, what are the equipments we have other than these upadhi only? ये मेरा शरीर है. Therefore, I should not tamper it by pampering also. I should not torture it by too much of fasting also. Tapasya also. That is called as Anumatrepi Vaidharmya. Not Jayamane. It is my mind. How can I ignore it? How can I reject it? How can I always talk like it is talked in Vedanta? है, अपना मन ही हमारा दुश्मन है, अपना मन ही हमारा दुश्मन है. मन दुश्मन. This is called Vaidharmya. Then what happens? Neither we improve it nor we tolerate it. Then we remain frustrated because of the mind. Is it not? What we have to do? Like again the example of mother, it's my child, therefore it is my responsibility to take him into confidence and rectify him, clean him. So to मेरा मन है, उसको कैसे छोड़ दिया मैंने? I have to hold it, I have to repair it, I have to purify it, I have to make it so powerful, strong, and I must make use of it. That attitude is called as Vaidharmya Rahitya. And because somebody said your own man is your Shatru, therefore trust everything in the world but not your mind, that is a type of Vaidharmya. That is also valid in some cases. That is said when you are again and again falling down and the question is asked, it said you are becoming gulam to your mind, now become slave to or the subordinate to your guru's mind, then that will help you. वो context में वो बताया जाता है. Otherwise, such a valuable, precious instrument they are, especially the mind it is. Every achievement in the universe by every being is only because of mana. सबका मन का ही आनंद है, मन का ही कामयाबियां हैं. जो भी आप देखते हो, मन includes the entire अंतःकरण. The whole glory of the world is because of mind only. How can it devalue it? How can he call it always his enemy? Then if that way Vaidharmya is kept with our mind, there is no Asanga. Asanga is always feeling bad only about our mind and always moody and moony. That's called as asanga nahi hona. Sang hai uske. But then awareness with is what? When will we then take the mind into confidence and make it such a great asset for yourself, for the Lord, for the world? वो पॉसिबिलिटी है, उसके लिए ही मन दिया गया. ये नॉलेज ही नहीं आएगा, ये इग्नोरेंस रहेगा. दैट इग्नोरेंस को आवरण कहते हैं, उसका भंग होगा ही नहीं. Now come to the spiritual understanding. Same from the spiritual core of standpoint. When we don't see the entire universe as one, little Vaidharmya you may entertain because of any of the Jativada, Manushya, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati Jati, Jativada, Matavada, Kulavada, Lokavada, Anumatri Vaidharme Jayamane, Asangata Nasti. You can never be detached from the Jiva Bhava as well as you can never be detached from the Upadhis. Without the detachment of Jiva and Upadhis, how can there be the removal of the Maya or the ignorance or the Avarana? And without the, listen carefully, this technical word it is, without the avarana bhanga, the satya anubhuti will not come to us. So the Vaidharmya here at the spiritual parlance is on any account having the sense of separateness. Even with your God, you worship the God as much as you want. And finally, again say that the Lord alone is in me as a worshipper, the Lord is there as worshipped. One truth only experiencing as these two. If you don't come to this conclusion where all Vaidharma is gone, Ekata is established, then there will be always Asangata will not be there, Sangha ho jayega. Variety of things. The biggest Sangha is the fear of God. And with the fear, you cannot have purest devotion. Like with the fear, you cannot have purest love. That love where which creates sense of insecurity or fear, it is not at all love. In fact, one of the first and foremost outcome of the pure love is fearlessness. Because like I love you means what? You are fearless in my presence. You love me means I am fearless in your presence. Are you getting the point? If I am afraid of God, then there is a fear in me. Means there is no purest of the love. That is called as Sangha. Fear there. Then how can be the Avarana Bhanga to do the inquiry on the Mahavakyas like Tattvamasi, where the Ishvara's Upadhis we reject, Jiva Upadhi we reject, and from the Upadharahita Tattva Drushti, discovering oneness between that Narayana and me. होगा ही नहीं वो, and without that the final stage is not reached. And remember how many other stages we cross. Reaching final stage is final. Without that, we cannot stop, we cannot say we have succeeded. Like how many other miles you traveled, unless you have darshan of the Lord of the temple for which you are going, your trip is not fruitful. Finally, हमको क्या चाहिए? दर्शनम अनुभवम of oneness. Now, not understanding all these higher things, people on the name of philosophy, on the name of spirituality, on the name of darshan only, they are talking only about the differences and differentiation. All the Dvaitavadins, उनको डंडा मार रहे हैं यहाँ इस श्लोक में. Oh, my dear friends, even little of the Vaidharma you entertain, how can you have Asanga? With the Sangha, how can you have Avarana Bhanga and Atma Anubhava? It's impossible to you. And they have so many Vidharmas. है ना, जीव अलग है, ईश्वर अलग है, प्रकृति अलग है, पुरुष अलग है, जीव अलग है, प्रकृति अलग है. They are all अलग at the Vyavahara level only, but ultimately they are all merging in one truth. All rivers have to merge ultimately in one ocean only, no? So Bhagavan is warning here, especially not the Dvaitin, because they are far away now, they can't come to us. He is warning we who are following the path of Advaita, wherever we come across the Dvaitins or wherever you are with yourself in your mind, whatever the Vaidharmya is just cropping up, be careful about it and it cut it at the nip at the bud level only. Because that creates all the sangha of all the wrong notions and concepts. Then you remain only as jiva, the world is other than apart from you. You can never end the struggle of either getting a part of the world or getting out of the part of the world through raga dvesh. That is called as avarna. The bhanga of that avarna will not come. है ना? सर्वम खलु इदम ब्रह्म रूपी अनुभव को देने वाला आवरण भंग नहीं होता है. आवरण भंग होने का तो अनुभव होता है, वो नहीं. भंग मीन्स ब्रोकन, आवरण मीन्स कवर. That's called breaking the cover, breaking the shackles, breaking or removing the what is a curtains, etc. कुछ भी language use करो, idea should be understood. So you can see अणुमात्रे भी वैधर्मे जायमाने अविपश्चितः, even little also वैधर्म्य, that fellow entertains असंगता सदा नास्ति. You can never have even असंग. असंग नहीं होगा मतलब you can never come out of samsara only. Then kimuta avarana chuti. How can they be freed from the avarana? Chuti from avarana means bhanga of the avarana. Is it not? It's like two brothers. So much of Vaidharma in them that they hate each other only. Then how can they come together and become synergy? Same example we gave. Therefore, what is to be done? A mediator should come. They should both surrender to the mediator. And first thing the mediator should say is, now whatever past gone is gone. Whatever ill feeling hatreds you have, just keep them little away. First thing you should achieve is removal of that Vaidharmya. Then discussion may put out each one's notions, each one's ideas, because of which you are hating each other, fighting with each other. See the logicity in them, justification in them. You will see most of them found to be baseless only and useless only. If that is understood, then say भैया मेरी गलती हो गई. छोटा भाई ने कहा बड़े अरे यार मैं भी नहीं सोचा था रे. What is happening here? Sangha is going away to their own inner negativities. देन द मीडिएटर शुड से अरे पागल लोग लड़कर एक दूसरे से इतने नाश कर रहे थे अपने आप को और पर्सनली भी, आप तुम दोनों मिलकर ऐसा बिजनेस या कुछ भी करो कि यू बोथ फ्लरिश फॉर ईच अदर, हेल्प ईच अदर एंड फ्लरिश सो मच दैट यू विल हैव डर्थ ऑफ नथिंग. दिस कॉल्ड आवरण भंग. Is it not? The avarana is we are separate. Avarana bhanga is we are one. We are children of the same parents. We have to stay together, live together, work together, share with each other, enjoy. If that example is understood, in the same way, our Guru Maharaj Karikar telling all of us, he slowly come out of the Ekadharma Paramatma attitude, drop the Vaidharmyas, and see its consequence in the form of freedom from any sort of Sangha to the concepts in your own personality. Then see the freedom from the concept resulting in the deep contemplation. In that contemplation, the avarana of the non-apprehension, comprehension self is removed and you will experience the self as it is. से दो तरफ से है. यहाँ से एक आत्मा का अनुभव नहीं हुआ तो अनेक का इमेजिनेशन होता है. उधर से अनेक को वैल्यू करते रहो तो एक आत्मा का अनुभव नहीं होगा. करना क्या है फिर? थियोरिटिकली आत्मा इज वन, बिलीव इन दैट. प्रैक्टिकली स्लोली स्टार्ट रिड्यूसिंग द इम्पैक्ट और इन्फ्लुएंस और स्टैंड पॉइंट ऑफ अनेकता, and bring that ekata in practice. Then what will happen? This slowly practically done oneness gives us final experience of oneness, which was theory earlier. This is how we have to live our sadhana life. If you maintain the vidharmata, there will always be the sangha nahi hoga, sangha hoga, then avarana chuti, avarana bhanga nahi hoga. The final avarana chuti, avarana bhanga means what? As we said in the beginning today, there's only one truth all pervading, one self alone. You know that one ocean, thousands of waves are coming and going. Is it not? One tree, hundreds and thousands of leaves are coming and going. Imagine isko, one Surya, so many thousands of rays are coming from him. One Bhumi, hundreds and thousands of plants are coming from that. Feel this meaning. In the same way, one infinite, sublime, conscious, blissful existence self. Is it not? From that only, The galaxies, the Milky Ways, the solar system, the suns and moon, stars, the mountain, river, all of them are one and one and one alone. That is called as Avarana Bhanga. And no account one other than oneness is valued or given reality at all. अब देखो उसको कहाँ का आवरण है, हमें कौन बंधन में डालेगा उसको? सब एक ही है, वो मैं हूं, हो गया बात। सब एक ही है, वो मैं हूं, उसका आवरण भंग हो गया। देयर इज नो ईश्वरा टू हिम सेपरेट फ्रॉम हिम एज इफ ही इज ए जीवा। There are no other jivas with whom you'll have any relativity and suffering there. Neither he himself is limited to this one set of upadhi to experience all the limitations. Once the avarana bhang हो जाता है, वो peculiar वो inexplicable अनुभव है वो। None of the limitations of Jiva Jagat Ishvara will be there touching him at all. That's the beauty. It is explained. Like I don't have the avarana with regard to my own body and its parts. There is no avarana. Avarana bhanga hai. What is the meaning of avarana bhanga or avarana chuti? Yeah, that whether it is left leg or right leg or toe or calf muscle or knees or the thighs or the waist or stomach or namak, कुछ भी कहो, उन सब में मैं ही हूँ. There is no avarana as if left hand is different and right. It is left hand is different, right hand is different. It is sangha. Therefore, I'll give more food to the right hand, less to the left hand because the right hand is doing more work. ऐसा पार्शियलिटी डिफरेंशिएशन आप सपने भी नहीं देख सकते टुवर्ड्स योर बॉडी. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज संगराहित्यम because there is no avarana. What is the avarana? That each part are different. What is the bhanga of the avarana? अरे बाबा वो इतने भी दिखे, in and through every cell I am there only. Even the seeming, the dead matter called as the hair and the nail, even that is also me. The hair and nail are the very hard part of the matter which is harmful to the body, which cannot be thrown by other means of the noses or the organs of evacuation or even the pores of the body through the sweat, etc. Such malinya or maila or the jada padartha or the harmful thing to the body is thrown out in the form of the nails as well as the hair. It's a fecal matter, nails and hair, but cannot be thrown in that way. So whatever that cannot be thrown that way, that portion is brought out in the form of nails and hair and is slowly thrown out of the deha. After cut it is cut your nail and बाल तुमसे अलग, बट जब है वो भी मेरा ही एक्सटेंशन है. Is it not? बोलो. There is no avarana. Avarana bhang हो गया. I love every part of my body. I love every expression through every part of my body. And I am only all that. So too, the Avarana Bhanga Anubhava is that कि the farthermost twinkling star से लेकर अब बगल में बैठे वाले बंधु मित्र तक, उन सब में वही तत्व है जो मेरे में है. वो वाला अनुभव को कहते हैं आवरण भंग. So the ones who are having Vaidharmya, they cannot even come out of Sangha. How can he have the Avarana Bhanga, Archuti and Moksha? नहीं होगा. इसका सिंपल लैंग्वेज क्या है? जहाँ भी दो वाला रिश्ता है, एक दूसरे से राग द्वेष होएगा, फिर उनके बीच में एकता का आनंद नहीं होगा. The possibility of oneness can never be imagined between them. Because Sangha hai the negative feeling to each other, because there is Vaidharmya. So Anumatre भी वैधर्मे जायमाने पश्चात असंगता सदा नास्ति किमुत आवरण च्युति. Feel the meaning of these words, asangata and avarana च्युति or avarana bhanga. And then with all study of Vedanta, not thoroughly understood, our whole life is full of sangha and full of vaidharmya only. You know, this Baba of this ashram fighting with that Baba of that ashram. अरे क्या फिर वेदांत पढ़ा आपने? How can there be fighting between two people on any account. If you know one self alone is there, दोनों के बीच में लड़ाई क्यों भी कुछ भी इशू है. This Mahatma filed a case on that Mahatma that he has encroached my land. अरे अम्मा, एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल क्या होता है, अरे यार एंक्रोच क्यों कर रहा है, मांग ना मैं दे देता हूँ. नहीं मैं पूरे आश्रम चाहिए, पूरा चाहिए तो ले ले, आई वॉज अननेसली मेंटेनिंग इट. चल अलग निरंजन, निकल पड़ वहां से. ले ले तुमको चाहिए तो, मेरे को क्या, मेरा लैंड ये देह है ही मेरा नहीं है. हाउ टू टॉक अबाउट दिस लैंड. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द साधु सन्यासीज वे ऑफ लाइफ. लीविंग दैट असाइड, फाइटिंग विद ईच अदर. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन हाइपोथेटिकल एग्जांपल. ये चीज़ें आपको समझ में नहीं आते बिकॉज यू आर इन वेरी बिग टाउन्स वेयर यू सी ओनली फाइटिंग्स विद योर नाइबर्स. But we forget that there is neighborhood also in the ashramas, where the neighboring ashramas are there. Same issues they have like us only. Many of them neglect them. They don't even think about यार कुछ दिन जीना है मरना है तब तक थोड़ा ध्यान में रहो. But few of them have those issues made. Because we sorted out all of them when we were there. इसलिए हम बता रहे हैं आपको. But the topic is what? Maintaining Vaidharmya, having the Asangata of negative qualities, never doing Avarna Bhanga, therefore, as a Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Veda, living a life of samsara and dukkha only. Clear? Now, what is therefore sadhana indicated by the Guru Maharaj here? Goal is Atmanubhuti. Okay? It is done when the avarna or avidya ka bhang ya chuti hota hai. Okay? That will happen when the heart is full of all purities, good qualities. Every impurity is gone away. That is called as asangata achieved. That is possible only the first one when you do, where there is no maintenance of vidharmata, differentiation on any account. So dissolve the differentiation, purify the heart, know the self and remove the avarna. अणुमात्रेपि वैधर्म्ये जायमाने अविपश्चितः असंगता सदा नास्ति किमुत आवरण च्युति. नाउ इट्स रिमेंबर, ये सब हमें व्यवहार में नहीं करना. एज आई टोल्ड, व्यवहार द व्यावहारिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन रूल्स रेगुलेशन टेक केयर. ऑल व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉट थ्रू ऑल उपनिषद वेदांत इज within yourself, where after closing the eyes, in your own antakarana, when you are on seat of meditation, on any account, whatever the vaidharmya is there, you dissolve it by bringing oneness. See the consequence of it in the form of freedom from all the negative emotions called as asangata achieved. And with that asanga antakarana, go deeply in meditation. You will know the one thing which is permeating everywhere. When that is apprehended, the avarna goes away. The ignorance goes away, which was projecting the manyness. Kimuda avarna. All these are in the mind only, meditation. Therefore, at highest level of meditation, in the initial level, to know convincingly about the self and near to the self, with the neti neti bhasha, everything is rejected, rejected, rejected. But at the very highest level meditation, nothing is rejected. How can I reject anything? Everything is me alone, me alone. But problem earlier was a set was owned earlier and other was taken as separate from this because of the identity here. Like I am saying, this body is me, therefore the other bodies are not me. So for the sake of this body sukha, I trouble that body. That was the gross utter ignorance level. At the second level, rejecting this body, tadatmya, so that I can know the self. Once the self is known, then the experience what? Ye deha, wo deha, sab mein main hi virajman. Even the patta of the ped, it's me only. Even that भंवरा जो है पुष्प के ऊपर है, that is also my own extension. I here expressing as this human dehadi, they are expressing as that brahmadeha, brahmara. That is the vision of removal of bhanga, avarna. आवरण निकल जाता है तो ये अनुभव होता है. That's why I'm saying these 2-3 shlokas are so important. Keep on contemplating, keep on contemplating, keep on contemplating. So बाहर व्यवहार में अनेकता को रहने दो, because it's impossible practically to bring the oneness in the व्यवहार. Clear? But inside at the mind level, slowly bring all the reasons by which the Anekata or Vaidharmya is dropped. That see its consequence in the form of freedom in the mind of all projected imaginations, emotions. Mainly, most of them are negative of hatred, anger, non tolerance, jealousy, and the sense of taking revenge. कुछ नहीं होना माइंड में. With that pause only, focus on the self. And as we focus on the self, and the focus becomes deeper and deeper to such an extent, the layer of awareness becomes slowly loosened or thinner and thinner. And final thinning of the awareness happens, it goes away. The final experience, the truth as my own self is revealed. Okay. Now what Bhagavan says is very short in Bhashya. He says, Itaha anyesham vadinam alpe api vaidharmye vastuni bahirantarva. Okay. Even little of the vidharmata he maintains outside as well as inside. Outside the vidharmata of alag alag jatiyon ka. Inside the vidharma of all the emotions ka, of the raga, dvesha, ityadi. Even if little bit he maintains on any account. So, iti anyesham vadinam anumatre means alpe api. Vaidharmye means vastuni. Bahi antarva. Jayamane, utpadyamane. Avipashchita, avivekinaha. For an aviveki, when there is even anumatra also of vaidharmya gets birth, उत्पत्ति होता है उसका तो बही और अंतः Bahi on account of names and forms, the Vidharmata. Inside on account of the variety of emotions or thoughts, the Vidharmata. इसलिए बही अंतर दोनों कहा उन्होंने सारे विधर्मता का कॉन्सेप्ट को एंटरटेन नहीं करना. At the most, we have to say it is only for Vyavahara. More than that, I am not giving importance to any outer Vidharmas of the Jati, Mata, Kula, ityadi. Clear? With Vyavahara, whatever little. Inside also, the Vaidharma have variety of emotions. They can be used for any definite purpose, but they should not be dominating us like Gurudev. He has no Vaidharmya inside means what? Does it mean that he has no emotions of anger and compassion? है, बट जब जरूरत पड़ती है गुस्सा का गुस्सा ले आकर वो दिखाते. और जहाँ जरूरत पड़ती है प्रेम का दैट ही एक्सप्रेसेस. But they are not catching hold of or taking the position of controlling him, his life, his expression. He's full master of it. That's the meaning of inner Vaidharmya transcendence. Means for the sake of any work to be done, those inner emotions are used. But emotions are not using us to make us forget the self or the truth. Outside also, for the sake of Vyavahara, some Vaidharmya is there. But that's not creating any dent in my interaction with them. वो केयरफुल हम कौन है. Like we told you example, what you teach to 10th student can't teach to the 4th. What you teach the 4th cannot teach to the 10th. That is outer Vaidharmya. But inside, both are students, they must study, they must grow. This is common ekata. There is no Vaidharmya in that, there is oneness only. इस तरह से सृष्टि को देखो, उसमें वैविध्य है. जहाँ जरूरत है उसके हिसाब से वो वैविध्य का प्रैक्टिस करो. बट डोंट अलाउ इट टू differentiate the things so strongly that each one becomes inimical to each other, liability to each other. इतना मत होने नहीं देना, ये बात है. सो बहिरंतर्वा जायमाने उत्पद्यमाने अविपश्चितः अविवेकिनः असंगता मीन्स असंगत्वम सदा न अस्ति. There will never be asangata from the emotions of the mind. And mind is the avarna, mind is the bhanga. Then the mind is continuously getting the food of, feeding of variety of emotions. How can it allow me, the meditator, to transcend it, called as avarna bhanga, and to reach the self? करने ही नहीं देगा वो. बाहर के विधर्म के दृष्टि से मन में होने वाले विधर्म के कारण ध्यान में सब धर्मों के परे रहने वाले आत्मा का हम दर्शन नहीं कर सकते. That is why first asangata sadhana asti. You can never free yourself from the mind's wanderings. Kimuta kimuta vaktavyam avarnachuti bandhanasha. Then how will he have avarnachuti or bandhanasha or discover the self which is beyond the mind? Na asti iti. बंध का नाशी नहीं होगा उस बंदे को जो वैधर्मी को बाहर देखता है अंदर भी देखता है. He's talking about all the Dvaitavadin who will never experience liberation. That's what is said. They will experience the liberation which is defined by themselves. कि नहीं उनको जैसे मैं उस तरह का वो आनंद बट अल्टीमेट मुक्ति में वो नहीं पहुंचते हैं. मुक्ति में simple common sense, when two are there, one limits the other. No, how can you have liberation? Is it not? Then how to get liberated? When the two is removed, one is made. But can you make the two as one by destroying all other? No. Because then other also will destroy this fellow. Now what is to be done? What common thing is there between both of them? When that is caught through the intellection and experience, then the manyness is gone, oneness is established. Think about all these things. In some simple language, to be able to see the self, if you are interested in that, for that you have to transcend the avarana. How you have to be inside and outside is don't entertain vaidharmyata, differentiation, differenceness on any account. At the most, for some vyavahara you may maintain. Beyond that, drop the differentiation. Vaidharmya ko entertain mat karo. Make the mind peaceful and transcend that mind. The transcendence of mind is called avarana bhanga. Then you see the self which is beyond it. This is what is the shloka meaning. Anumatri vaidharme jayamane vipashchitaha asangata sadhanasti kimuta varnachyati. We try to tell you in 5, 6, 7 angles. I don't know which of the thing you understood. सब बोल कर भी समझ कुछ आए नहीं समझ में. Lot of asanga you have. व्यावहारिक एकता, मानसिक एकता, आत्मिक एकता. Vyavaharik ekata is brought by asangata. Manasik ekata is brought by samata. Then atmik ekata is discovered by discovering the ekavastu. That is why in Vedanta these three are the sadhanas. Asangatva outside, samatva inside, ekatva in the self level. Self level ekatva will come only when you are asanga in the mind level. Asanga in the man will come only when you have, samatva in the mind. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatva will come only when there is asanga. You are sangha to your child. You will not have samatha in your mind. You will be attached to this fellow, your child. To other fellow, you will have hatred. Okay, Vishamata. What do you mean then? Should I not love my son? You love. You give him all you want. But don't have sangha inside. Is it not? Outer sangha should not create Vishamata in the mind. Asangoham, 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 punah punah, sachidananda rupoham, ahamevaham avyah. First shloka Brahma Jnanavali Mala. ठीक है. अब देखो नचेत आवरण च्युति इष्यते तरी स्वीकृतम आवरणम. ये पूर्व पक्षी इतना इंटेलिजेंट है. ये अद्वैतीन महाराज, you are telling that those who are maintaining importance given to the Dvaita, for them avarana च्युति will never happen. And those who are not valuing the Dvaita and valuing Advaita, for them avarana bhang होता है. Is it not your sentence? Innocently the Advaita said, हाँ वही तो मैंने कहा. इसका मतलब क्या है? तुम अद्वैतियों में आवरण है, तभी उसकी बात कहते हो ना कि इसका अच्युति होना है. You understand what's happening last 10 12 shlokas is, the Guru is telling from the Tattva Drushti, this fellow is asking from Jiva Drushti. The Guru will have to give a vision. भाई तुम उस दृष्टि से सोच रहे हो, मैं इस दृष्टि से कह रहा हूं यहाँ. Now he says, now what Vedanta said, those who have the Vaidharmya Drushti, they will not have Avarana Bhanga. Okay, that what it means consequently. Those who don't have Vaidharma Drushti but Ekadharma Drushti, they will have Avarana Bhanga. That is the consequence, no? Now the Purva Pakshi, the Dvaitin's question is, that means what? When oneness is maintained in your Advaita, Avarana Bhanga hota hai? See how he is catching, isn't it? इसका मतलब क्या है? आवरण है, तभी जाकर उसका भंग होता है ना. What is Vedantic way of approaching? For the Jiva, there is a avarana. As long as Jiva Bhava is there, he needs the bhanga to know the self. Be attentive. This is the most difficult thing in Vedanta to understand. But from the standpoint of Paramatma Vastu, there is no avarana to him. ये आवरण भंग जीव का होता है करके गुरु कह रहे हैं यहाँ अद्वैत है ना, ये फैलो, इसका मतलब आपके आत्मा में आवरण है. He is interpreting like that. That's what the common 100 times given example. There is a avarana because of which Surya is not seen. Therefore, avarana bhanga has to be done to see the Surya. Is it not? Now the question is, avarana is to whom? Is to you or to Surya? Surya Bhagavan ko avarana nahi hai yaar. I have an avarana of the cloud or some curtain or the closed window between me and my vision of Surya. Me is Jiva here. तो जीव को है आवरण, उसको भंग करेगा तो परमात्मा बनेगा. परमात्मा को कभी आवरण था नहीं, होगा भी नहीं. So the question of him is that means you say you have avarana, the guru will have to say, अरे बाबा ऐसा नहीं रे, in the self there is no avarana. The Advaita Vedant's final idea is what? In the self there is not even Maya, therefore he can never become an Ishvara, even to conceive and create the entire gross and subtle world infinite. उनमें वो है ही नहीं, वो एक ही है वो बस. हम तो वो पहले अल्टीमेट बात को पकड़ते हैं, दैट इज अल्टीमेट. बट एनीथिंग डिस्कस्ड to explain to the Dvaitina, he will catch hold of the collar or the neck of this Advaitin and this type of questions he keeps on asking. आवरण भंग होगा ना आपका, या मतलब था ना इसलिए तो आप भंग करोगे. लाइक सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम, इसका मतलब क्या है? टू नो द सेल्फ यू हैव टू गिव अप ऑल द धर्म. या दैट मीन्स देयर आर धर्मास टू यू. दिस इज हाउ एट द लोअर लेवल वी हैव टू से, या सारे धर्म कर करके छोड़ दो, देन परमात्मा का शरण में जाओ, देन यू विल डिस्कवर द सेल्फ. बट एक्चुअली व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ छोड़ो ऑफ ऑल धर्म? ओनली टू नो दैट देयर आर नो धर्मास. To the self. He is not a man or woman or anything. How can he have their dharmas to the self? He is not mana or indriya. How can he have the mana indriya dharma? Therefore, the self has no dharma is the meaning of sarva dharma parityaga there. Here also, you are misunderstanding me when I say, for a Advaita Drushti Bala, the Avarana Bhanga hota hai. It is for a Jiva who wants to get liberation. Now he is bound in the Avarana because of Dvaita tha. We are telling him whether you adopt the Dvaita Drushti, see to it that your Avarana is removed, you reach the self. It doesn't mean that self has got the Avarana. Yeah, the question of him is was like that. Then the answer is given in this shloka. Let us chant. Alabdha varana sarve dharmaha prakriti nirbalaha adau buddhaha tatha muktaha buddhyante iti nayakaha. Alabdha varana sarve dharmaha prakriti nirmalaha adau buddhas tatha muktaha buddhyante iti nayakaha. See, this alabdha varnaha is like what was said earlier also. You know, remember few shlokas before, ki 93 mein na, 94 we have seen Vaisharadhyam and Adi Shanta, or before that Adi Buddha. Long back we said Adi Buddha, Adi Shanta, which are the Lakshana of Atma, which are no Lakshana at all. Same way here, alabdha varna means what? ऐसा था ही नहीं कि परमात्मा का कोई आवरण हो सकता है. वही तो हम बता रहे ना, नहीं होते हुए भी होने की तरह दिखाने वाली शक्ति है माया, जो उस भगवान के अनुग्रह के बिना रह नहीं सकती है, जो आवरण निर्माण कर रही, विक्षेप निर्माण कर रही. That is what we are saying, na? The power of Maya, which is doing the avarana to the Lord without doing avarana, which is doing the vikshepa of the world without creating vikshepa, and which is binding the jiva without binding. That is the Maya. Aghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. So, lot of things are there in this shloka. What is the literal meaning? Sarve dharma, all the selves. Again, plural is from the standpoint of number of students they are seated. But the experience, understanding standpoint, it is talked about my own self. So, sarve dharma means the self in me is alabdha avarana, never ever has got any avarana in it. And nirmalaha prakriti, by nature it is immaculate, there is nothing other than it to impurify it. Then adau buddhaha, right from the beginning it is awakened only. Therefore, muktaha, none of the maya, none of the upadhis can touch it at all. Buddhyante iti nayakaha, this highest understanding will come to the only highly evolved sadhakas. Therefore, when we said आवरण भंग होता है, कि इसका अर्थ नहीं है कि आवरणता होता है. ये जीव जो अपने आप को जीव मान रहा है, उसको आवरण में फंसा हुआ मानो, उसका आवरण भंग होता है. सेल्फ इज नेवर आवृतो. Self can never, it is such a principle, it cannot be covered by anything. This much is good, and further we'll see tomorrow. Very good shloka it is. And इसके बाद और दो श्लोक. So today 30th April, May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, maximum 4th tak we will do this, because the 3 shlokas are there. Then Shanti mantras also are there. 3. उसका ही एक दिन लगता है. Clear? Then any question answer some of the day. If you ask, then we will try to see the answer in Karika and Upanishad and help you. Okay. Om alabdhavarana sarve dharmaha prakriti nirmalaha adau buddhastata muktaha buddhyante nayakaha kramaitenai buddhasya jnanam dharmeshu tainah sarve dharma sada jnanam naitad buddhena bhashidam durdashamati gambhiram ajam samyam vishardam buddhapadam ananatvam namaskurma yathabalam. ओम अजमपि जनियोगं प्रापदैश्वर्ययोगात् अगति जगतिमत्तां प्रापदेकम्ह्यनेकं विविधविषयधर्मग्राहिमुग्धेक्षुणानां प्रणतभयविहन्तृब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि प्रज्ञावैशाखवेदक्षुभितजलनिधेर्वेदनाम्नोऽन्तरस्थं भूतान्यालोक्यमज्ञानि अविरतजननग्राघोरे समुद्रे कारुण्याद्दुद्धधारामृतमिदम् अमरैर्दुर्लभं भूतहेतोः यस्तं पूज्या विपूज्यं परमगुरुममुं पादपातैर्नतोऽस्मि यत्प्रज्ञालोकवासा प्रतिहति मम अगमत् स्वान्तमोहान्धकारः मज्जोन्मज्ज च घोरैः असकृदुपजनो धन्वतित्रासने मे यत्पादावाश्रितानां श्रुतिजमविनयप्राप्तिरग्राह्यग्रा मोघा तत्पादौ पावनीयौ भव भय विनुदौ सर्वभावैर्नमस्ये सर्वभावैर्नमस्ये. वेरी हेवी श्लोक का सा, ये तो पूरा उपनिषद का ही एसेंस है. देखेंगे. Now, chanting is done. Sit quiet. Spend these 2 minutes only, 2 or 3, in chanting the pranava, because we are coming to the end of the Upanishad. This is the only Upanishad which is totally dedicated for the Onkar explanation, Onkar Upasana, and Om as Brahma and Atma and Jagat. So, as our gratitude to this Shruti Mata and all, the theme of Upanishad Onkara, we every day offer as our chanting. Chant Omkara wonderfully for 18 times. Om. While chanting, how many number of ways you can meditate, you do it. There can be only chanting, there can be trying to understand the 3 matras, there can be effort to merge 3 avasthas in 3 matras, there can be emotion that the Om is Lord alone. There's a prayer that the Om in the form of Lord in the form of Om can bless me with everything. You know, I want this and that. कुछ भी विचारण करते रहो, ओम को उच्चारण करते हुए, which is nothing wrong. It's okay. Om, I do this prayer, O Lord. Let the Shastra Jnana be thoroughly understood. Let it be practiced and let me experience the truth. This thought I entertain while chanting Om. You do your own. Om. 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 Keep on chanting Om, revel in Om. Let Om reverberate in us so much. And pray to that Om Nama God to remove all vasanas, to remove all rajas and tamas, and to give such a Shuddha Sattva Guna that's so obvious, conspicuous to see the self and self and self alone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Paramanshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Mandukumarshe Namaha Gaudapadacharya Varya Namaha Shankaragadgure Namaha Asmat Guru Bhyo Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. 15 मिनट जो है we will see